Hello students, welcome to the Pole Science of class 9, and today we continue with the same topic that we had read in the previous class, and the topic was about the South African Constitution, and we read about how the black Africans and the white minorities finally reached to some consent, after which it was able to give one of the finest constitution in the world. Clear? So in the previous class we had read up to here. That means the trust issue was there, and the black Africans and the white minorities were trying to reach out a level in which suppose their further generations trust should not be broken. If they are keeping promise at this time, so their generation, upcoming generations trust should not be broken while making this constitution. So up to here we had completed in the previous. So today we will proceed from here. The only way to build and maintain trust in such a situation is to write down some rules of the game that everyone would abide by. So for that, related to the previous topic, that means to maintain this trust, what is needed in this time? To maintain this trust, some rules are needed. For whom? For everyone. That means if the constitution is constituted, then for that rules should be same for everyone. And when rules would be same for everyone, everyone will do what? Everyone will follow that. Be it the white, be it the blacks, or be it the colored, or the migrant Indians. Everyone should follow. So this was the only way to maintain trust. These rules lay down how the rulers are to be chosen in future, and these rules also lay down how the rulers, that means if the leaders are chosen in future also or in present also, these rules will lay down about how the rulers are to be chosen in future. That means according to these rules only the rulers or the leaders will be chosen. These rules also determine what the elected governments are empowered to do and what they cannot do. That means this whole paragraph up to here we have read is about one thing, that is constitution. So we are reading what are the things that are included in the constitution. In the constitution rules are there. Then after that these rules lay down how the rulers are to be chosen in future. That means if they are democratic in nature, they will choose the rulers. They will means the people will choose the rulers by the right to vote. And again, these rules also determine what the elected governments are empowered to do and what they cannot do. And these constitutions or the rules in the constitution will determine what? About the powers and the limitations. That means if the leaders are elected, after that what they will do? They will have certain powers and they will have limits also on the other side, by which what will be confirmed, what they have to do, that thing will be also confirmed, and what they cannot do, this will fall under the limitations. Clear? Finally these rules decide the rights of the citizens, and after that these rules will decide what? The rights of the citizens. The rights of the citizens means the rights of us, that means the common people. These rules will work only if the winner cannot change them very easily. Clear? Then after deciding the rights of the citizens, this rule will work only if the winner cannot change them easily. Who is the winner here? The leaders. That means in a democratic country, whoever the leaders we choose as the president or the prime minister, they should not change the constitution very easily, because if they can change the constitutions or the rules and regulations very easily, what will happen? The rights of the citizens will be denied. Clear? And this government will become what? Dictator in nature. This is what the South Africans did. They agreed on some basic rules, and again relating it to the South African constitution, these all things, that means setting up the rules, then after that choosing the leaders, after that giving them the powers and limitations, and after that giving the citizens all their rights. These all things this South African did actually to make their constitution as a very unique one. They agreed on some basic rules. They also agreed that these rules will be supreme and that no government will be able to ignore this. This set of basic rules is called a constitution, as I have told you earlier. Clear? So whatever we have discussed in first 4 lines, all these rules and regulations, the South Africans, be it comprising of black Africans and the white minorities, they agreed on these basic rules. After that they also agreed on those that these rules will be supreme. That means whatever the rules they will follow or the South Africans will follow, this will be treated as supreme. And government, that means no government will be able to ignore this. That means they will not be able to ignore also, and they will not be able to change also. These two things, the government, whoever the government comes, be it from the side of black Africans or be it from the side of white minorities of the South Africa, they cannot ignore these rules also. These rules will be treated as supreme and they cannot change also. So this set of basic rules is called a constitution. And whatever the rules, regulations, giving the limitations and powers to the rulers, along with that giving the rights to the citizens of the country, these are all included in what? This set of basic rules are included or is called a constitution. Clear? So moving on to next para, constitution making is not unique to South Africa. Every country has diverse groups of people. Their relationship may not have been as bad as that between the whites and the blacks in South Africa. So constitution making, what it is not unique to South Africa. That means South Africa is not only the country in the world that in which the constitution is being made. There are many countries in the world apart from South Africa also that the constitution was actually made for the safeguard of the country. So every country has diverse groups of people. Diverse groups means belonging to different religion, culture. So this diverse groups of people are found in every parts of the world. That means every countries of the world. Their relationship may not have been as bad as that between the whites and blacks in South Africa. But if constitution making is prevalent in every country of the world, but the relation that the whites and blacks had in the past, it was what? It was not good. It was very bad, because the whites tortured the blacks in South Africa like anything. This is the only thing that was not matching to other parts of the world while coming to the constitution making. Apart from that, everything is common. Every country makes the constitution and every country has diverse groups also, but the relationship which the whites and the blacks shared in South Africa was not that much bad as when compared to the other parts of the world. But all over the world people have differences of opinion and interest, but it would not have been that much bad as related to blacks and whites in South Africa, but people, diverse groups or the people living in different parts of the world have the difference of opinion and interests. That means what? You can also have difference of views and opinions. I can also have difference on views and opinions on any particular topic. Suppose you may agree on something which I may not. So likewise the people living in different parts of the world can have difference of opinion and interest also. Clear? Whether democratic or not, most countries in the world need to have these basic rules, but the differences of opinions and views is different thing, but there should be what? One particular rule to govern the country. That means you can say that every country needs one constitution, according to which there may be certain rules and regulation according to which the government will rule the country. So difference of opinion can be there of different people regarding anything, but there should be one basic rule under which the people will also enjoy rights, and the rulers or the leaders will also rule the country according to that constitution. This applies not just to governments. Any association needs to have its constitution. That means the constitution is not only for government, as I have said earlier. According to constitution only the citizens are also getting rights, and according to the constitution they have certain fundamental duties also. So everything is according to the constitution. That means constitution not only bounds governments but also bounds the general citizens also living in that particular country. Any association needs to have its constitution. It could be a club in your area, a cooperative, then a society or a political party. They all need a constitution. That means what? Apart from the government, if we take of local example, certain rules and regulations can be implemented on what? If you have, suppose for example, a club in your area, clear, a cooperative society or a political party, they all need a constitution. Why so? If this type of question comes that justify why the club or a cooperative society or a political party need a constitution, then what will be our answer? Why is it so? Because if a constitution is there, it will set certain rules and regulations, and that rules and regulations will make this institution such as the political party or a cooperative society or a club in your area to have a basic duty, or they will do their duty according to this constitution or according to the rules and regulations being implemented in this constitution. Clear? They will abide by this constitution. Clear? This is the importance of a constitution, not only for government but like this local institutions also there is a need of a constitution. So further proceeding, thus the constitution of a country is a set of written rules that are accepted by all people living together in a country. So we have read earlier about constitution. Now what this constitution does actually? It is a set of written rules. That means rules are written in that book named as constitution that are accepted by all people living together in a country. That means if we are living in India, we have to follow by the constitution of India. That means whatever the constitution of India has the rules being written in that book, we as a people of India should accept it, being the citizen of the country. So constitution is the supreme law that determines the relationship among people living in a territory called citizens. So it is the law by which, be it small or be it senior, be it junior, everyone should follow that rules and regulations, because the constitution is regarded as the supreme law. That means no one is above constitution. What the constitution will say, we have to follow that, being the citizen of that particular country. And also the relationship between the people and the government. A constitution does many things. So what? We have to abide by the rules and regulations also, and along with that the constitution also states about the relationship between the people and the government. That means we the common people, and between the government there is certain relation, and this relation is being maintained according to the constitution. So a constitution does many things. So let us then learn about what the constitution actually does. Firstly, it generates a degree of trust and coordination that is necessary for different kind of people to live together. Firstly, what does the constitution does? it creates what? A trust and coordination. It creates trust also, and along with that coordination is also generated or created. Why it is created? Trust and coordination is created because of the fact that there are different kinds of people irrespective of caste, religion, and if this trust and coordination is created, we, the diverse people living in India, suppose, can live together happily irrespective of caste, such as Hindus, Muslims, Christians, Sikhs, all will live together happily in a country when trust and coordination is created, and this is created according to the constitution. This is the first point. Secondly, it specifies how the government will be constituted, who will have power to take which decisions. After creating trust and coordination, it specifies how the government will be constituted according to the constitution. Now, secondly, what it does, it specifies how the government will constituted, who will have power to take which decisions. That means what is their power and what is their limitations, it will specify according to the rules and regulations, and it will specify to whom? To the government. Clear? And what are the powers and what are the limitations that will be implemented according to the constitution. Third, it lays down limits on the powers of the governments and tell us what the rights of the citizens are. And thirdly, it does what? As I have told you earlier, it gives powers also, it gives limitations also. To whom? To the governments. Because if limitations are not there, the government will become what? Dictator. Dictator in the sense means government will do whatever it wishes to. So for that reasons, according to the constitution, the government will rule the country, and according to the constitution there will be certain limits, that limitations the government cannot cross, and some limitations are there according to which the government cannot cross that limit and cannot take their own decisions going beyond this limit. And apart from that, tells us what the rights of the citizens are, and along with describing the limitations also, they also tells us what are the rights of the citizens. That means we, the common people, what rights we have actually. Clear? Along with the limitations, the rights are also discussed. Fourthly, it expresses the aspirations of the people about creating a good society. And fourthly, what it does, it expresses aspirations of the people. That means what are the people actually aspiring? About what? About a good society. What is the aspirations of the people? It expresses that also. Clear? Of the general people. And how this society can be turned into a good society, these aspirations are expressed according to the constitution. So, degree of trust and coordination. Second thing, what the constitution does is, what is the power of the government. Third, it tells about the limits of the government, limits on the powers of the government, and along with that also the rights of the citizens, what are they. And lastly, it expresses the aspirations of the people about creating a good society. Clear? So these are some of the things that the constitution does. Now moving on to next para. All countries that have constitutions are not necessarily democratic. This is one of the characteristics actually. That means what? If any country is having constitution, that does not mean that it will be democratic. That means every country in the world have constitution. That does not mean that that particular country will be democratic. That cannot be. That can be presidential also. That can be unitary also. Clear? But all countries that are democratic will have constitutions. But as we have read this line, after that what it is written, but all countries, suppose if India is a democratic country, that means if any country in the world is democratic, it must have constitutions. Clear? Don't be confused over this first two lines. That means if any country in the world is having constitution, that does not mean that it will be democratic. in nature. But if any country or if a country is democratic in nature, it is must that that particular democratic country should have constitutions or constitution. Clear? After the war of independence against Great Britain, the Americans gave themselves a constitutions. Now relating these two lines, an example is given that after the war of independence against Great Britain, that means Great Britain and the USA had war of independence, and after that war only the Americans, that means the USA, gave themselves a constitutions. Clear? One question might come that when did the Americans actually had a constitution? The answer would be after the war of independence. And against whom? Against Great Britain. Then only the situation had arisen in that way that the Americans gave themselves a constitution. After the revolution, the French people approved the democratic constitutions. Again, moving on to the next example, after the revolution, the French people approved a democratic constitution. Revolution means French Revolution. It's in the case of a country called France. After the French Revolution, the French people approved a democratic constitution. Since then, it has become a practice in all democracies to have a written constitutions. And these two examples only further did what? These two examples of America, that means the Americans after a Great War of Independence gave themselves a constitution. After the French Revolution, the French people gave themselves a constitution. After these two instances, every democratic countries in the world made a rule that it should have a written constitution. Clear? So this last para of page number 44 is very important. Clear? Because it's written that what you had read earlier, that constitutions are not necessarily democratic. After that, if a country is democratic, they should have constitution. And relating to this first two lines, two examples are given of the French and the Americans, how they gave themselves a constitution. And at last, number 5 line, it is written that after these two instances only, it was followed that whoever the country or whatever the country in the world is democratic in nature, they should have a written constitution. Clear? So with this, I will wind up today's topic. Clear? And in the next topic, we will start from a new point, that is 3.3, about making of the Indian Constitution. Clear? So I hope that whatever the points I made you understand today, it is now clear in your minds. Thank you.